Okay, this is the fourth part of our video tutorial. This I stopped here in previous video tutorial. Basically, this is the Visual Studio automatically added this connection string. By default, it it uses a local database, but in our case I would like to use my own database, so I'm going to change this connection string information. Let's even change default connection string to, let's say, features source connection string. I'm just gonna grab this connection string from here and then put this into my remember, like, I have to do this here. Okay, well, even to be instead of hard coding, I could have read it from the other, but which is okay, just for the demo purposes. And then once that is done, and I'm gonna replace this, the data source, of course I'm gonna use integrated security is true, which is I can leave it, and I'm gonna change something from here. Okay, the data source is going to be my server name, and then of course then I have to say the initial catalog. This is going to be initial catalog is going to be my database name, which is this IP address records. Go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, this is my initial catalog is that, integrated security is true. That should be fine. Okay, now let's see, if I run this one now, let's see, I wrote huge amount of code, make sure it builds okay. I'm pretty sure it might get some failure. It's already got, okay, looks like I'm just missing. Oh yeah, because remember, like, I didn't have that method in Hibernate session helper. Now I have that in Hibernate session helpers, session helper plus quote get in Hibernate session factory, which is okay. If it's a failing because of that is expected. Now my property, my field that I had, my static field, is now set when the application starts. Okay, let's make sure it builds okay. Alright, so far so good, and let's put a breakpoint right here to see whether we can successfully make the setting is okay or not. If not, we gotta do. Okay, you come in here. Let's do F11. Okay. Wow. Let's see. Looks like all saturated. 8 watch here. I want to see something I want to see some information, like it is. Looks like it is okay. Some of the things. Here's my session factory information, connection provider, and the settings. Okay. Okay, good. Looks like everything is fine. The next thing I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to create a basic my database, simple database structure here in my data access layer. That's the next thing I want to do. let's basically create some structure here. Let's go ahead and create an interface. Let's go ahead and add an item called DAO. So DAO provider. Inside there, public interface DAO provider. Let's make this guy a generic version of it. So let's say here U and V, and then choose something like where U has to be. I'm putting some restriction, making it generic version, so it works for any object, right? This where U has to be a class, mean the a concrete class. This new means for which I can create an instance of it, and then this B has to be sort of like a struct. B is struct. So that way, like this one could be of course I'm missing this B right here. So basically I'm saying this is a class and this is the struct. For example, it could be an employee and this could be employee ID as a numeric, like a integer, a long, a float, or whatever, any struct primitive type, right? Okay, once that is done, let's go ahead and define some our basic thing. Like let's go ahead and let's say U create U. I would prefer to have this as instead of U. It's more like a template, so I would call it T instead of that, and it's gonna return me a T. It will allow me to create a T, and basically I'm going to pass T to it. And if say T, this is my interface. It will allow me to create an object. It it would allow me to get all T, so I can grab everything from databases if needed, and I can say get object by ID or something, where the digits of B is the item ID, and then if I need to update, void update object. This would allow me to do some update right here. Okay, this is my basic DAO interface, and in here I'm going to go ahead and create an I'll create a simple pattern. So basically I'm going to create now a base class. It's the name DAO provider base. So this base class will be, of course, will be exactly like this previous interface. It will be implementing DAO provider. DAO provider is T and V. Let's just copy this one. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry for that. I mean to say DAO provider. Yes. Where that is that. And then of course I have to say I'm going to implement all of them. Okay? That is all good. So basically this is my basic. So the way I'm going to do this one is like basic CRUD operation will be here, implemented here in this guy can be abstract, by the way. It's an abstract base class, and then if you need any object need any specific type of method, then they will be using their own method. They will be, have their own interface and implementation class. In basic CRUD operation,